Okay.
To see your mic when you're talking to me.
Okay, I've got that now.
There's a black screen, Mike, on the
Yeah, it's all right.
YouTube.
It's all right. Okay, and we're going to go live. Right. Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. This is a bit of an unusual one tonight because it doesn't really even involve me playing radio. But over there, kind of across the other side of the screen from me, you'll see my good friend Oscar, 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo. And he's currently, as most of us are in the UK, in lockdown. So he's down in Essex, in what does he call it? The Essex Riviera, I think he calls it. Southend-on-Sea. So he's down there. It must be sunny because he's got his hat on. And tonight, Oscar is going to be doing another one of his top talks. Now, this is quite an interesting concept. So basically, utilising various different technologies, including analogue, he's going to be talking to stations all around the world. So above my head, you'll be able to see a list of how you can actually connect and how you can get to talk to Oscar. And as I say, using different technologies. So that includes All-Star, Echolink, DMR, CQ UK, AC Fusion, D-Star, and also, and I think I'm right in saying this, although I might not be right in saying it, I was going to say network radio, but that might be for the future, so watch this space. So anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to introduce Oscar, and then Oscar's going to take over, and he's going to explain to you a little bit about what we're going to be doing tonight. Oscar's going to be going live at 9:30 is the schedule, and yeah, I think it's going to be fun. It's only an hour and a half, 90 minutes, and most of the time it will be focused on Oscar talking to the people on the radio using either, as I say, internet type connections or even RF. Um, and I'll be doing kind of like the studio thing in the background. So there you go. Right, I'll pass it over to Oscar, and then Oscar can explain to you exactly what it is that he's doing, how he's doing it, and also more than that, what he's hoping to achieve. So over to you, Oscar.
Thank you, Mike. And just want to say to everyone at Hand Radio Vlog, thanks very much for providing this evening's live stream. Fortunately, we didn't get everything ready in time to do our own one, and it's great to have you on board, Mike.
Hold on. We've got no audio.
Chat. So hopefully everyone enjoys it. It's the second time now that we've done this net. The inaugural one was last week. It went really, really well. With a few little teething problems that we've now ironed out behind the scenes. So tonight's one is going to be even bigger and better.
Hold on. Sorry.
We've got even the content.
We got no audio. Sorry, Oscar. Hold on 2 secs. There was no audio coming from you there. Just bear with me 2 seconds.
Sure. the link, cut it. Lots of stuff to have technical issues.
Okay, say something now, Oscar.
So can you hear me?
Right,
2E1
okay, hold on.
HWE.
Right, 2 6. And that one there. And that one there. Right, I think I've done it. Okay, so, yeah, over to you, Oscar.
Yeah, excellent. Hopefully you can all hear me now. So this is the second week we've done the Top Talk net on the Freestar network. Anyone who doesn't know what Freestar is, please go to the website freestar.network and also look up our Facebook page. But in essence, it's basically like a hub that is connecting multiple modes and bridging them all across each other as one big worldwide connection. To give you an idea, it doesn't matter if you're a D-Star user, Yaesu Wire X, Fusion C4 FM, whether you're analog via a repeater that we have connected or simplex gateways that we have on board. You can also connect on Echolink, would you believe it, All-Star. I've probably forgot Zello. There we go. We're just trialing that. So any way possible you could normally get on the amateur bands, you'll find us on Freestar, and it's very unique. I don't believe anyone else has got this infrastructure in place. So we're doing nets to kick off this new network. I've landed for me, which is great, the flagship net, which is every Saturday, Top Talk on 21:30 100 hours UTC. Basically, it's a topical talk program where you, the amateur, get to choose the subject. However, this year or this week, we've got a bit of a twist. And the twist is this. We've dedicated it and put emphasis on M7 stations. And the reason for that is last week was fantastic. We had a newly licensed station, an M7 from England, who called in, and it was their first ever day on the air. And they obviously found their way onto the network, which was great. And then the last caller on our net, who was from Finland, Mike, was newly licensed for the last, I think, 2 or 3 months, but they'd never picked up a microphone. They were very, very mic shy. And I was their first ever QSO. And for me, that was fantastic. I just didn't expect that. So we thought this week, let's open it up. Let's encourage new licensees in the UK and also across the world to call in. Let's put emphasis on them. And also, as a Brucey bonus, we've managed to bag a mystery guest who I'm really excited about talking to. So stay tuned, 10 o'clock, all will be revealed. Hopefully. What could go wrong, Mike? So I've got about 3 minutes, so I'm probably going to need to get moving, but hopefully everyone can get interactive, and any comments, I can look at the online chat this evening, guys. So if you can't get through or you're having difficulty, just put up some messages on the online chat, and I'll try and read them out and include everybody. Yeah, I'm hearing you fine. Yes. So the emphasis is on predominantly foundation people who are newly passed M7 or M3 or whatever the call sign is in the UK. However, what we will do is throughout the evening, we will then speak to, hopefully we'll have people calling in who have gone, I know there's one guy, hopefully he's going to call in, who's gone from being foundation all the way to full exam in a matter of about 6 to 12 months. So there's an emphasis mainly on foundation. However, it's also going to be other stories of people who have worked their way up have only been in the hobby for a very short period of time. Okay, cool. Thanks, Mike. So we've got 2 minutes to go until the net goes. We've got another Oscar. It's not my double act or my partner in crime, quite, but M70JA Oscar up in the northeast of England is doing the warm-up, just on there for the last half hour, just helping people who just want to check audio, get connected, just get some activity on the Freestyle network so people know that they're in the right place. So he's there now having a chat. We've only got 1 minute to go, so hopefully you'll be sorting your connection out, because I'm going to need to get calling. But yeah, if you check out the website freestyle.network, yeah, you'll see all the connections on there. Also the Facebook page as well, Freestyle UK and Freestyle International. I'll try and keep my eye on the comments. It's kind of difficult talking and reading, but I'll try my best. But as I said, we're going to be predominantly taking newly licensed stations that are foundation solely and firstly, and then maybe throughout the evening we're opening it up to other call signs and other countries. So just bear with us. There's no need to rush. We'll be on for at least an hour and a half, 90 minutes, if not longer. Depends on when we get cut off with the other connections there. So yeah, glad you can join us. Let's see how it goes tonight. Hopefully it's been a good one. And listen out for the mystery guest. Do not go anywhere. 10 o'clock, the mystery guest will be joining us. I'll give you a clue. They are a foundation license holder, and they are a YouTube star in the UK. So yeah, I'll keep you guessing for now, but hopefully you'll be tuned in at 10 o'clock. Welcome them in. Excellent stuff. So I'm going to start the net now, Mike, if that's okay with you. Cool. Let me just tell everyone.
Thank you for calling in. Nice to hear you on. Hear you too, Oscar. Well, I'm just driving down the road. The most ridiculous thing I've seen in a long time. A bunch of people walking llamas down the road, either llamas or alpacas. That is something you don't see every day. There's got to be a dozen of them walking down the road with people pulling them like horses.
I'm just trying to solve my audio problem. Somewhere there's a bit of a conflict with my audio, so just bear with me for just a couple of minutes. It's only going to be a simple thing.
Right, I'm going live.
Don't worry about my audio for the moment, guys.
2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo. Just checking for access first. 21 HWE. Checking for access.
21 HWE. Checking for access.
Cool, excellent. Well, good evening and welcome. This is 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo. My name's Oscar, and I'm located in the southeast of England, 35 miles east of London, on the Thames Estuary, County of Essex. And welcome aboard the second instalment of the Top Talk Net. And you're in for a treat this week. You really, really are. We're connected all over the world, which is fantastic, to many hubs. And we will go through in a moment and give a few shout outs, let you know where we're going out to. But this week it will be slightly different from last week. We was absolutely blown away with a few situations that happened last week with brand new stations calling in, especially newly licensed stations. We had, if anyone remembers, the new M7. It was their first day of operation. They found us and called in to the net. And we also had, as the last call of the net last week, a station in Finland who it was their first ever QSO, which is unbelievable, really. They were a bit mic shy for a couple of months, and they finally found the courage to pick up and called into the net as the last one of the evening, which was absolutely fantastic. So yeah, what else can I say? Let me just dekey. Excellent. Okay, didn't want to time out there. So without further ado, I just want to say to you, we've got some people to say thank you to before we start. We've got some big connections out there. So first of all, I'll say thank you to the ZL Hub in New Zealand, 2 Lima 2 Alpha Uniform Sierra. Also Adrian at the Canada Hub, Victor Echo 7 November Zulu. Also our friends at the Worldwide RagTuNet, Kilo Charlie 5 Hotel Mike.
Wide RagTuNet, Kilo Charlie 5 Hotel Mike Whiskey. That's Steve. Also joining us again this evening, hello to everyone at CQ UK,
and thanks to Ernie for the connection to room 2, Golf Mike 7 Kilo Bravo Kilo. Also, our friends over in the US, the Vacaville Repeater Group. Thanks again, Mike, WG5EEK. Also, Robert, VK6 Hub over in Australia. Thank you. And Worldwide Ragchu, Stuart M0OMT. There we go. Might need to come up for air, mightn't I, there? So, yeah, excellent. Just want to say, everyone, thank you for the hub connections. There are more connections, too many to name, but they're the main ones. So thank you very much. And apparently also I'm getting the producer in my ear telling me the WIN system as well. So welcome, or the WAN system, Yankee Alpha November. Let me just come up for air, DK.
Yeah, I'm playing the audio through the radio, or for those that'd be too much
Hotel
of a
Whiskey Echo with the Top Talk Net. Saturday evening, the time is 21:34 on the Freestar Network. So this evening, as I mentioned, we're going to have special emphasis on newly licensed stations. So I'll just ask to start with, if we purely take the UK newly licensed stations first of Foundation call sign, that would be M7, MW7, or I think it's GM7 possibly, any United Kingdom station who has a Foundation call sign who is just recently been licensed in the last 12 months. I know there's a few of you waiting to come in. So don't all rush, we've got plenty of time. We're trying to include everyone, so please don't all go for the first over because it all can get a little bit hectic. This is 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo, asking Mike 7 or any other call sign newly licensed in the United Kingdom only, please QRZ with your name, call sign. Over.
Yep, name is Matthew, and it's M7HWE, Mike 7 Alpha Quebec, India, in the Northwest England. Hello to everyone on the net.
Mike 7, Tango Victor Bravo, and it's James. Over.
Thanks, Jimbo.
7, are you okay? Mark, also calling in.
Mike 7, November, Charlie November, Nigel.
Mike 7, Oscar Juliet Alpha calling in.
Mate 7 Alpha 7, uniform Tango Tango, Chris calling in.
Zero WKM, and the name's Colin. Charlie Oscar, Lima, India, November, in the northeast of England.
Quite a few there.
Thanks very much. I know 2 stations doubled, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know, Jim.
Final call. Is there any other Foundation grade newly licensed stations in the UK only in the last 12 months would like to call in, please? QRZ.
Mike 7, Sierra Bravo Charlie.
Mike 7 Alpha X-ray Romeo.
Mike 3, Zulu, Victor Papa.
Well, I don't know why, but I can't get my microphone to work. It's really annoying.
Very much for all the call-ins there. So, first of all, I had Mike 7, Alpha Quebec, India, Matthew. Welcome to the Top Talk Net. What we want to know tonight, Matthew, is tell us a little bit about how you got into the hobby and what you're enjoying about amateur radio so far. Just a quick reminder to everyone who's new, please leave 3-second gap between overs just to let everything reset. That's obviously good to do. And when you key up the mic, just leave 1 second before you talk, because sometimes that helps make it a bit smoother as well, which is great. So, Matthew, M7AQI, just let us know about how you got into the hobby, and yeah, a little bit about how you're finding it. 2E1HWE M7AQI.
I think I'm a CD background. I did a bit of CD, not much, because in the location where I was struggling to get out. So I left it for a number of years, and I've recently come up in 2020. So I'm 28 years old.
Yeah.
And what
Roger that,
interests
Jimbo.
me in radio is just the fact of connecting in a different way. Instead of having the mobile network and you can just directly connect to someone, is having to tune a number in and then picking stations up and seeing how far you can get with radio.
Hi,
Because
Andy.
that's not
How
the
you
best
doing?
antenna. My antenna's actually quite wonky as I put it up. Not the best, but it's not get out quite far. So I'm in wanting to. And it's just having to play around and all the different modes you can get. And it's a good thing if, say, if all the internet and mobile network goes down, you still got RF to talk to people and get out there in case of emergency or anything like that. So it's just a fantastic hobby. All the things you can make, all the things you can do, the people you talk to. So this is M789. Back to you.
One Hotel Whiskey Echo, excellent. Well, I'm glad that you're enjoying the hobby, and it's been a record-breaking year, I think it has been in the UK for newly licensed stations. It really, really has. You know, with the lockdown situation, I think that's the only plus point, isn't it, to this whole coronavirus situation. That's the only positive I can get out of it, that it's never been so alive with newly, you know, it's great, it's fantastic. So thanks for calling in. Oh, just before I forget, we are being streamed live on the Facebook, and I think also YouTube as well, by Ham Radio Vlog. So if anyone's interested, we say thank you to Mike M0 X-Ray, Mike X-Ray at Ham Radio Vlog for providing this week's live stream. I have got comments that I can view there, so if you don't get a chance to call in, or you've got something relevant that I might have missed, please do feel free to comment on the YouTube and Facebook chat. Good stuff. Right, next we have James, Mike 7, Victor Bravo. Tell us a little bit about what got you into amateur radio there, James. Over.
That doesn't sound great, does it?
Checking I've got it. We might have lost James there with his internet connection, so we'll go back to him at the end, see if he's managed to get a better signal. So next is Mark, Mike 7 Uniform Oscar Kilo. Tell us a little bit about how you got into the hobby and what you're enjoying there from HWE.
Mike 7 Uniform Oscar Kilo. Yeah, good evening everybody. I got into the hobby, I started off with CBs in the early 80s when they were illegal. And I'm now a professional sound engineer. I work at with festivals and
that's what I need, a professional sound engineer.
and I work with equipment, radio microphones and things like that. So I got into the hobby to learn a bit more about it. Parts of the hobby that I enjoy is the best part is working portable. Do a lot of sorter activities and a lot of contesting. I take part in the UK AC Championships. I've just won the M7 award for the 6 metre band,
Wow.
Unfortunately, I missed out on 2 metres and 70 cents, but did well in the 6 metre. I'm not actually a true M7. I started M7 in December last year, and during lockdown I've taken it further, and I got my 2E call sign in June, and in December I got my G0 call sign. So I have progressed through the online exams, the same as all the new entrants have just recently done. I was a bit annoyed when I first started as an M7. Negativity that the M7's got. We set up some events in the northeast, and we ran some special event stations. M7s matter, and the intention of this is to get the M7s on the air and to make the so-called band police aware that the M7s have not had the support of the clubs that other M7s have had, and basically to offer help and advice when they hear something that's not correct. So yeah, that's what I like about the hobby, is working portable and meeting a lot of people, including all the new entrants. So yeah, thank you for that, Oscar. Back to you.
Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo. Well, that's absolutely fantastic, Mark. You won the 6 metre contest for your category in the UK. That's phenomenal. And well done on your progression to intermediate grade as well. Sometimes I've heard it's quicker to do it all in a space of time. That's a great story, and welcome to the hobby. And it is a hobby, isn't it? And I think sometimes when people make comments to newly licensed stations, sometimes it might not come out the right way. That's not making any excuses whatsoever, but we have maybe sometimes being a bit abrupt, maybe just not taking as much time and maybe holding a hand out and helping people a little bit more. I think most people are good, but there's always one or two maybe struggle more than others. But no, I'm glad what we want to hear more of. So hopefully, Nigel, you've got a great story to tell. You're 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo with the TOPTALK net from the UK, beaming all across the world on the Freestyle Network, and also available via Ham Radio Vlog YouTube channel as well if you want to watch the live stream. 2E1 HWE, Mike 7, Mike Charlie November, please. MCN, Nigel, are you still there? Final call, please.
Yeah, Mike 7, November, Charlie, November. Yeah, I got into radio in the 80s, on 11 metres. Enjoy making aerials, antennas, and plenty of DX. Love to go portable and use a little bit of wire to talk all over the world on 10 watts. Back to you.
Now, I think I'm going to have to give up on that microphone and just share it.
2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo. Turning up. Yeah, brilliant. I think a lot of people started out loosely in the 80s, didn't they, with the rise of CB radio. That was a big thing. I personally come from CB in the late 90s, early 2000s into the hobby from 27 megahertz. So many amateurs started at that kind of
technology,
stage,
honestly,
and then progressed through. So it's fantastic. There's plenty of people like that on here. Do a lot of reminiscing. I'm sure some more people will want to talk about how they started, which is great. Right, next is Oscar, who is no relation, but he's the junior version of me, shall we say, in the northeast. Take it away and let us know what your story is there, Oscar. Mike 7, Oscar, Juliet Alpha.
Oscar from M7 OJA. Yeah, no problem. Well, my story is I got licensed in May of 2020. I was very bored during the lockdown. My school had stopped providing us work, and my GCSE exams were cancelled. As a result of that, I didn't know what to do with myself, and I thought, well, I'm going to do what I've always wanted to do and get my foundation licence. I studied using the Essex Ham online course, and I was able to get my licence. Since then, I've started off with digital, and I moved on to HF after I bought the HF set. So my main interest in the hobby is working portable with flora, fauna, and I've done a few summits on the air activations as well. And my other main interest is contesting. I currently oversee the 807 amateur radio organisation contesters group, which is currently the fifth consecutive leader for contesting in the UKAC series. And I've been part of that club since August. So it's been a nice time to go out portable and contest. Unfortunately, it's suspended now during lockdown, but it's been excellent to go out and set up a portable station. I definitely think that's the best part of the hobby, is being able to drive somewhere, put up an antenna, and operate. So yeah, many of you on here I've spoke to through the Freestar network, and it's been very good organising that and being involved with Freestar as well. So I'm definitely moving onto the digital side of the hobby more and more as I learn. So many thanks.
Right, I think I'm back.
And thank you for letting me in. 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo from Mike 7 Oscar Juliet Alpha.
Okay, I'm back.
One Hotel Whiskey Echo. Excellent. Thanks for that, Oscar. And yeah, I know you've done a lot, haven't you, since you got licensed? You've been doing a lot of contesting. You've been fingers in all the pies, as they say, trying out lots of stuff, and I think that's great. If anyone doesn't already know, RCT have got something called Beyond Exams, and it's encouraging during the lockdown, and probably possibly after the lockdown, for stations to try new things, new modes, new activities in the amateur band. There's so much areas and arenas that we can hang out in as licensees.
Mike, we just turn that down a little bit. Mike, I've got no idea who you are, but if you're talking to me, we're going to have a problem, okay? So I suggest you sit back and enjoy it, okay?
It's really with this. So the RSGB are encouraging everybody to go beyond that and try new modes and, build some new equipment maybe, whatever you want to do. So I would look that up on the RSGB website. It'd be really good to consume some time at the moment in the UK. Anyway, thank you for that, Oscar. Nice to hear you call in. Right, next is Colin, who isn't quite an M7, but I'm assuming there's a good story to why he's called in. Well, I hope there is anyway, and we'll have to tell you off. This is 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo.
I'm not quite sure how to make people moderators, to be honest with you. Maybe you can explain that, Chris, at some stage offline, but I don't want any more comments like that off you, Mike. Otherwise, you'll be booted, right?
Whiskey Kilo, Mike, formerly M7 CKW. Oscar, thanks for letting me in. Yeah.
And Pete, I've had enough of your comments as well. You've been warned several times, so pervy Pete, it's not funny, stop it. Mike, Satyr, no idea what you're going on about, but I suggest if you don't want to watch it, tune out, okay? That's it, guys. You're both going to be banned if there's one more comment from either of you.
I think it was the first online invigilation that did it, and immediately started studying for intermediate, and we made intermediate in October of 2020 and studying for the full license now. So that's the story of why I called in on a 2E0. Yeah, CB in the mid-70s, at the point where it was illegal, and literally when we got into CB, we had to drive for sometimes 30 or 40 miles a night just to get a conversation, just to get a copy somewhere. and it was really good in the early days, and then it sort of hit the big time, and it just went crazy. And families came along and one thing another, so I dropped out of it. Always been into the electronics side of things, working on old radios, refurbishing them all, boxes, etc., amplifiers, and just, you know, a couple of years ago decided, well, I'll get back into the radio again. So tried to get back into CB, and was a little bit disappointed.
Yeah,
really.
roger that, Jimbo.
First of all, there's not that much about. It wasn't that busy still, and what there wasn't that good. Hard to describe it over the air, really. So putting the electronics and the interest in radio together, decided I would try and go down the ham radio route. Contacted the local club, which was Bishop Auckland Radio Club, and started studying there for the foundation. Was very disappointed when the COVID came along and we couldn't get our exams, but over the moon when they decided to do online exams. So I did that in April, as I said, and went on to do my 2E0. Now studying for the full, and I think I better stop talking before I time something out. So back to you, Oscar. Thanks again for letting me in and tell my little bit of a story. I'm sure there's a lot of others with a similar call sign and a similar story. So back to you, Oscar. 2E1 W. I forgot your call sign, Oscar. From 2E0 WKM.
Two Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo from 2 Echo 0 Whiskey Kilo Hotel. Wow. So you're looking to do the full 3 grades of licence in a short period of time, aren't you? I've not even looked at what the full licence entails. Compared to intermediate, Colin, can you just tell us a little bit more what you've got to learn, and if you think it's going to be much more difficult? It would be interesting for the other M7s and intermediate stations like me just to know your thoughts if you're studying for it. So back to you for a second over. 2 Echo 0 Whiskey Kilo Mike.
Whiskey Kilo Mike returning. Yes, Oscar. When I first passed the 2E0 and applied for the manual for the full, first opened the manual and I looked through it and I thought, well, I don't think there's anything too scary about that. It's at first look, it's more or less what you've done in the intermediate. Just when you get into it, it's in a heck of a lot more detail. A lot of maths involved, but I love maths, so it's quite interesting for me. Nothing to be scared of for anyone, definitely. It's just, I think you've got to study for this one a little bit more. I originally had my exam booked for the 22nd of December 2020, and I cancelled it about 2 or 3 weeks before because I just was not anywhere near ready. I needed another good couple of months under my belt, which is what I'm doing now. I study a little bit every day, and I'm starting to get the hang of it. So I don't think there's anything to be frightened of, but it does take a little bit more studying for. It is quite a bit harder. So with that, Oscar, I'll put it back to you. 2 Echo 1 HWE, 2 Echo 0 Whiskey Kilo Mike.
One Hotel Whiskey Echo. Returning it, just check I've got it. Call in underneath me. Yeah, brilliant. Well, I think I should just explain to anyone who's outside of the United Kingdom just a very brief overhaul about our licensing structure. Is quite complicated in terms of the grades, with the way the call signs are allocated. Not many people understand how it works, but fundamentally in the United Kingdom, which is also Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, and I think also the Channel Islands also come into that as well, and possibly the Isle of Man. We have 3 grades of licences, which start at foundation, which is predominantly a lower power of 10 watts. Then you've got intermediate, which gives you an upgrade to 50 watts, and a few other little bits extra that you can do. And then the main one is the full license, which I believe, don't shoot me down if I'm wrong, I think it's 400 watts possibly, and I think you get access to a few extra bands like 5 megahertz. I might be right or wrong. So there we go. I'm sure everyone will correct me in the Facebook and YouTube comments. So right on there if I've got that wrong, but I think in essence that's kind of where we are. And obviously Foundation normally starts with M7 call sign normally. You can tell an intermediate because it's a 2 Echo 0 or a 2 Echo 1. And then full license holders predominantly will be either Golf 0 or Mike 0 or Mike 5 or whatever the number may be. So yeah, it all gets a bit complicated unless you know what it is. So just thought I'd clear that up for a few people. Right, next on the list, I've got, I think it is Mike 7 Sierra Bravo Charlie. I recognise that call sign. I think that might be the station that called in last week. Is it Andrew, possibly? Over to you from 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo.
This is Mike 7 Sierra Bravo Charlie. Yeah, Oscar, you're right, mate. It is Andy this end. On my side of things, mate, it was a case of how I got into it. Took an interest in radio. Went looking around on YouTube. And it led from there. Then studying for the foundation exam, which, as we know, with lockdown, did it online. So I passed it the 11th of January this year, and then, as you know from what I told you last week, I got my call sign registered last Friday, and then been on the air ever since, one way and another. Well, all through the computer, but other than that, yeah, I'm still enjoying it, mate. That's the main thing, and you're doing another good job tonight. So this is Mike 7 Sierra Bravo Charlie, coming back to Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo. Back to you, Oscar.
One Hotel Whiskey Echo from Mike 7 Sierra Bravo Charlie. Excellent stuff, Andy. Well, thanks for calling in again. But I'm not going to let you go yet because I just want to know a little bit more. How did you find on your first day yourself on digital modes into this freestyle system? You know, you've only been licensed 24 hours, so, you know, how comes you didn't end up in analog or on HF? I'm just curious, what made you get onto where we are now on this net and this area? Curious what attracted you to the digital side?
This is Mike 7 Sierra Bravo Charlie, coming back to 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo. Yes, mate. The top side of going digital was, for now, was not having any other rigs, and having a decent PC means that with a decent broadband connection, I can go digital, talk to people even on their end are using RF, get through repeaters, etc., and be coming back to them.
Right, well, I'm sorry about this, guys. I'm just going to turn that down a little bit. I apologise for this nutcase Mike Satur. No idea who he is or what he wants or what his problem is. Clearly, he should be locked up. But anyway, Chris, I've given you admin rights now, so feel free, delete him, do whatever you have to do, but let's get rid of this nutcase because we don't need idiots like this ruining our evening. Okay, Mike Satter, thanks a lot for dropping by. Please don't drop by again, and yeah, have a nice life. Bye-bye.
So good evening to you. I didn't get your name, unfortunately, but if you could tell us your name and your location in Scotland, that would be great. Microphone to Mike 7 Alpha X-Ray Romeo, please.
Idiots like that are not going to ruin it for the rest of us.
7 Alpha X-Ray Romeo. Call please, MM7AXR QRZ.
Well, good evening, everybody. Oh, God, what a nightmare.
one of the repeaters has gone down. I think it was Golf Bravo 3 Charlie Delta. And also on Echolink, just to let you know, we've currently got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, about 15 people logged in on Echolink. And the thing with Echolink is the system, it struggles to manage more than 6 people at a time, apparently. So nothing to do with our infrastructure, just so you know, it's Echolink's end. So apparently I have had reports that people are getting poor audio quality. I just want to assure them it's nothing to do with Freestar. It is the Echolink system with the volume and the demand. It is struggling to keep up. So just in case you're wondering why it isn't that audible, it's nothing to do with us there. Okay, right, so we haven't got MM7AXR. Unfortunately, they may have disconnected. So the last station I've got was Mike 3 Zulu Victor Papa, M3 ZVP. Please let us know your name and location and how you got into radio and what you're enjoying in your first year or whatnot. Over to you.
Yeah, from Mike 3 Victor Papa. Just check that you are receiving me okay. I've had a couple of problems with the being able to hear you at the moment. Name this way is Ben Bravo Echo November, and the QTH is just north of the city of Derby. Back to you.
SL, I've got you there, no problem at all. I think you said your name was Den, is that correct? Delta Echo November.
Yeah, that's all correct there, Oscar. Yeah, Ben, Bravo Echo November. Just a village north of the city of Derby. I've had my licence for a couple of years, but I've actually only really just started using it and transmitting properly. Using RF normally, but I am at the moment using Echolink on the phone. However, I was trying to get in earlier on a GB3 NF repeater over in Nottingham. For me, just to be able to just have a bit of contact with people, and it's great to be able to chat to people this evening. So thanks ever so much, and thanks to everyone else. Back to you from Mike 3 Zulu Victor Papa near the city of Derby.
M3ZZP near Derby. Okay, Ben, got you there in the logbook. Thanks very much, and appreciate you calling in and sharing your story. So, we're at the bottom of the list, but what we're going to do, before we take any more stations, I'm pleased to announce we do have a special guest with us. This guest, very privileged to have him on, because he doesn't normally do this kind of thing. He's got his own YouTube channel. You may know him as Ringway Manchester. His name is Lewis, and his call sign is Mike 3 Hotel Yankee, and he's probably one of the most famous foundation license holders in the UK who's on YouTube. So I thought it would be great to get Lewis involved, invite him on. He can tell us a little bit about how he got started, and then possibly, if he's up for it, we'll do a small, light Q&A. If there's any stations, foundation got a question, want some inspiration, I'm sure he will be able to help and give some really good thoughts and comments. So without further ado, this is Oscar 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo on the Saturday night Top Talk Net on Freestar Network across the world, and also you can watch us on the YouTube channel, Ham Radio Vlog, M0XMX, if you want to listen to yourself back or see what's going on with the comments. Lewis, are you there? QRZ, Mike 3 Hotel Yankee.
Okay, Oscar, are you receiving? Sorry, the Zello dropped out, but I'm back here on Echolink now, so you're receiving me.
Right, so Oscar's coming in on Zello.
Evening, Lewis. We are receiving you loud and clear. Welcome aboard the good ship Top Talk. Great to have you on this evening. Thanks for spending and making the time to come on. And yeah, your audio is 5 and 9, as they say. So it'd be great to hear a little bit, Lewis, about how you got into the hobby and anything else you think could be relevant there. It's great to have you on. 2E1HWE M3HHY.
Yeah, okay. I've not used Echolink for a very long time, but yeah, thanks for having me on. It's really good to be on. I've just been enjoying listening tonight. It's been absolutely brilliant. It's good to see so many foundation license holders on and making the most of it. So yeah, I first got into the hobby in the really early 2000s. My dad used to be into radio scanners and things like that, so I got into the hobby sort of through that and started listening on one of his scanners. I used to listen to the local 70 centimetres repeaters and things like that at night, and yeah, it just went from there. And I tried CB, but it was really quiet around the local area, and I got in touch with a local club and ended up doing the foundation course in 2003. So it hadn't been around for too long when I did it, but yeah, it's really good.
Whiskey Echo returning. Okay, Lewis, yes, you didn't start in CV, you went another route with the scanning. That probably explains why you do a lot of scanning videos on your channel, which is quite interesting. So that now, I understand why you probably got a lot of them on there, which is great. Can you tell us a little bit about M3 call sign? Because I know people licensed now are M7, so how did you start when you were licensed? Was that an M3 or did you get to pick that? I don't know if you could elaborate a little bit more on your call sign for us there, Lewis, if you know. Back over to you.
Yeah, I struggled with that last over, Oscar, but I think you were asking about the sort of the origins of the M3 call sign. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure. My call sign, because I couldn't wait to get on the air, mine was allocated to me straight away. So you could request them like you can now, but I didn't want. I just wanted to get straight on the air, within a couple of days. So yeah, but it was obviously the M3, and then it went to M6, and then M7, and that's, for those who don't know, is just when the allocations are all used. Certain call signs are reserved, but when when a certain prefix is used, so like the M3 or the M6 or M7 is used up, then it goes on to the next one. And so I think after this last year, with how many M7s have actually got licensed, I think it'll be really good to see how long it takes for them to run out. But yeah, I was licensed 2003 on, so mine was M3H, and then I came back to the hobby after a little break, and M6s were around, and then obviously now M7s. And my dad did the course on the same day as me, but never took his call sign up. So we got his call sign not long ago. Actually, he doesn't really go on, but he's M7 Alpha Golf. So one of the really early M7s, which is good. So I hope that answers your question, Oscar.
Hotel Whiskey Echo. Yeah, okay, Lewis, thanks for that. Well, I'll just give you a little bit of experience I had. You're the reason I got back into the hobby after 18 years away, would you believe it? Literally, I was on YouTube, minding my own business, and there was obviously some kind of algorithm on YouTube that just made you flash up for whatever reason. And you were talking about ham radio. And I thought, do you know what? Maybe I'll get back into it. And I watched quite a few of your videos, and I realised how much it had changed, because I know you like to review handheld radios, don't you? And you were part of the reason why I chose the radio I did. I know you used to review back in the day when you first started a lot of Bofangs, didn't you, and stuff like that. So I watched a lot of your videos, took advice from that, and it helped me grow my station over the first 6 months to a year. So I want to say to you, thank you, because if you hadn't have flashed up in my feed, Lewis, I don't think I'd be here today. I managed to get my licence back from Ofcom quite easy within a week. And then I found myself on network radio, would you believe it, because I didn't have any equipment or antennas. And then I finally got onto the original bands, as they say. So I want to say thank you for myself, because you helped me, and I'm not even a newly licensed holder. I'd come back after so long away. With that in mind, what advice have you got anyone who's maybe studying for the foundation, who's listening via Broadcasterify this evening, or any new M7s? Have you got anything you'd like to say, or any advice, tidbits you'd like to share with them there? 2E1HWE M3HHY.
Yeah, 2E1HWE M3HHY. No worries, Oscar. Yeah, well, like I say, I got back into the hobby around so I took a gap from about 2008 to 2012, and when I got back in, the cheap Chinese radios were coming onto the markets, the Bofengs and all that sort of stuff. So I'd left the hobby at a time where equipment was quite expensive still, and came back at a time when sort of the Chinese market had sort of emerged with all the cheap Chinese handhelds, and that sort of really enabled me to get into the hobby cheaply, and is obviously what's sort of spurred a lot of people on now. You know, when I come back, D-Star was quite new, M6s were on the air, so you know, you sort of forget how quick the hobby evolved. But yeah, my advice for anybody wanting to get into the hobby, or anybody that's new to licenses, you know, there is a lot of talk about some of the sort of prejudice type behaviour from other license holders, and it's best to take no notice. I've got some of my best friends are full license holders. Some of my best friends are foundation license holders. You know, and you know, just have fun with it. And it's a hobby. At the end of the day, that's all it is. It's a hobby. So talk about the subjects you want to talk about. You don't have to talk about radio. You can talk about, you know, other hobbies that you have. And yeah, just to have fun with it. It's very hard when you're first licensed to pluck up the courage to get on air, but you know, you soon quickly get to know people. You soon make friends, and you know, you really find that you have a lot of common interests with other people. But yeah, it's just biting the bullet. I know of a lot of M7s that have got the call signs, and they've either never plucked up the courage to come on air, or they've come on the air once and had a bit of a sort of an off experience, and it's put them off. But just try not to be put off. And Oscar, thanks for what you said there as well. I'm glad that I managed to get you back into the hobby. And how do we unkey on Echo Link?
One Hotel Whiskey Echo returning. No, thank you, Lewis. Thank you, because I can't be the only one who's found, you know, someone like you on YouTube, and there's lots of other people as well out there who do similar things.
Absolutely.
And I think it's fantastic because we've got so much interaction with social media now. It's easy if you don't know what you're doing, or you don't have that information to grab it without having to obligate anyone, and it gets you a foot in the door, doesn't it? It gets you halfway there, and then you join a club, and then it just rolls on to bigger and better things. So keep doing what you're doing, Lewis. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Anyone who's got any questions for Lewis, feel free to go on to the online chat that's being in the domain of Ham Radio Vlogs. So Mike M0XMX, if you want to type that into YouTube or Facebook, there's a live stream there with us now. You can see me. Hello, everybody. And if you want to put some comments in there, because there's going to be too many people calling in, so I'm thinking if anyone's got any relevant questions, any M7s who want to ask in something, I'll try and pick out for the next 10 minutes, because I know we haven't got long with Lewis tonight, if there's anything relevant there. Before we let you go, Lewis, just tell us a little bit more about your YouTube channel, what's going on with that, and what kind of new stuff you're going to be doing in the future. Anyone doesn't know, it's Ringway Manchester. Ringway Manchester is the name of Lewis's channel, so maybe you can tell us a little bit more about that, Lewis. 2 Echo 1, Hotel Whiskey Echo, on the Saturday night Top Talk Net with M3 HHY.
M3 HHY, yeah, no worries, Oscar. So, yeah, my channel is, I started originally, well, it's called Ringway Manchester because I was originally going to do aviation videos, and I'm near Manchester Airport. Well, I used to live near Manchester Airport, so that's where the name came from. As you can see there on my screen, it says Ringway Greater Manchester. That's it, Mike, third one down. Yeah, so that's... I started then doing the Chinese radios and things like that, and then everyone started to do that, and then now I try and do sort of documentary type videos and look at topics from the past. So like you can see the amateur radio repeater bomb incident, and that's not clickbait, that's something that actually happened. The Manchester Air Traffic Control jammer, and different modes, you know, rare modes, rare handhelds, things like that, just something a little bit different. You know, there's a lot of amateur radio YouTubes popping up now, so I just wanted to do something sort of really different, and yeah, it's just really to sort of cover like radio history and things like that. And I have a list of about 30 videos that I need to make, or ones that are part made, but obviously work full time. It's just a hobby, so it's getting around to doing them. But I'm chipping away at the list, and yeah, got quite an interesting video coming next week as well.
Yeah, excellent stuff, Lewis. 2E1HWE returning. Yeah, well, we're looking forward to that. I know any newly licensed station, if you haven't already found Lewis, please have a look, subscribe to his channel, because some of these videos are really useful, especially if you're looking at buying new handheld radios. You know, he really does go over and give really good reviews, actually, and really honest. You know, doesn't get anything out of it. So I encourage anyone, if you haven't found him already, Ringway Manchester on the YouTube channel. Excellent. Well, thanks very much, Lewis, for joining us. If you're okay to stay around for another 5 or 10 minutes, that'd be great. And we'll just call in a few more stations, and then we'll see if any of them want to come back to you. Just want to check that might be okay for time reasons with you there, Lewis. M3HHY.
M3HHY. Yeah, of course, Oscar. That's no problem at all. I'll stand by.
Much, Lewis. 2E1HWE. So I think what we'll do, officially we're 90 minutes, but I think we're going to run over. So just to let everyone know, connections do drop out worldwide after 22:30 UTC, but hopefully whoever's managing them connections worldwide may wish to still connect. But the core infrastructure, if you're coming through and listening via Freestar, will still be going on. We will extend this TOPTALK net if everybody wants us to, because it's going pretty well. There's quite a lot of people calling in, which is great. So what I'm going to do, I'm encouraging people, if they've got questions and they can't get in, please go on to the online stream and put some comments in there. But we'll take some more stations. I would like to take UK only M7s or foundation licence holders only. And then what we'll do after we've done that, we'll open it up to Weld and full licence holders, intermediates as well. But just for another 5-10 minutes while we've got Lewis, we'll just take, if you could be as kind, foundation only. So QRZ, and please, one at a time, leave a 3-second gap. Can I have the next number of stations call in with their call signs and also their name? This is 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo. Call in QRZ.
M7, you okay?
Well, I'll only turn it down for a second while I just apologise. I'm really sorry, guys. Those of you that, and I know, you know, it wasn't that obtrusive, but that idiot Mike Satur, who I think I might have just put his Facebook page up on the live stream there. He's now been blocked, so I apologise about his idiotic comments, and we can also wave goodbye to Pervy Pete. PVP, I've had enough of you, mate. You're obviously a moron. So I'll see you again on whatever name you want to create for yourself in the next few weeks, but you'll be blocked again. You're more than welcome to come along and listen and you know, play a part in it and whatever. But, you know, you're clearly just disturbed. So I suggest you go and get yourself some help. And yeah, leave us normal people to get on with enjoying our hobby. All right, you take care, and bye-bye, Pervy Pete.
Break, which was M7 UKO. Would you like to ask a question, or would you like to tell us some more information about yourself and how you got licensed? Over to you, M7 UK.
M7, you okay? Returning? Yeah, yes, thanks for that, Oscar. I did speak earlier on, but I would just like to thank Lewis for what he said there and just reiterate a couple of things. Having worked through from the M7 to the full licence, I have noticed a change in attitudes from other operators towards myself, and there was quite a lot of negativity being the M7. So, as Lewis says, stick with it. Just ignore it, work your way through, and things will get better. It is a hobby, and within the year, I've just become chairman of a new amateur radio club that we've set up.
And beyond exams, I know a lot of the M7s have done the exams online and not been to a club. Please go along to a club, find a local club and support the clubs, and find the beyond exams. If the clubs don't do it, find another club. There are clubs out there that are active and they are wanting M7s. So when we get out of lockdown, find a club, get yourself along, and the knowledge is fantastic. They'll have you building antennas, contesting, sorters. There's a lot of activities that you're probably not aware of. So yeah, thanks Lewis for mentioning that, and thanks for letting me back in. 2E1 HWE from M7, you okay?
Yeah, thanks very much for calling back in, Mark. I just want to see if Lewis would like to come back with any comments on that. 2E1 HWE M3 HHY for any comments to Mark?
Chris, can you do me a favour, please, and delete Pervy Pete? Yeah, he's just another moron that needs to go, please. If you would just erase him. Thanks very much, Chris.
And ignore it, and it is daunting, but I'd say that the main piece of advice, and I was talking to a friend of mine about this yesterday, is the best thing you can do is just enjoy it and have fun with it, and like you say, it's a hobby. It doesn't need to be taken too seriously, and you hear people talking with radio jargon and lingo and talking about the gear. You don't need to do that. You can talk about whatever you like, obviously within the terms of the license. But yeah, that's the main thing.
One Hotel Whiskey Echo. Well, thanks for your reply there, Lewis. We'll have to move on for time reasons, so thanks very much for responding. I'm just going to the online chat, and we've got a US station that would like to ask you a question there, Lewis. Todd in US, Kilo Alpha 2, Yankee November Tango, and he asked Lewis, would you recommend an SDR, an antenna setup for a newcomer? Maybe someone who isn't licensed. So, yeah, I don't know if you could answer that, Lewis. What would you recommend as an SDR and an antenna setup for a newcomer? Over to you, M3HHY.
On HB, M3HHY. Yeah, good evening, Todd. As in what models to recommend, I wouldn't really know, because I always recommend people to do the research. I've got a what's it called now? Let me go and get the name of it. I've got an SDR that I use, and it's good. It's an educational thing, to get you used to actually what is it? SDR Play. SDR Play is the SDR I've got in the shack. But yeah, the SDR is a really good way of visualising the bands, visualising where things are,
got that, Andy?
Where 2 metres, where 70 centimetres is, where the commercial stuff is, and once you sort of have that road mapped in your mind, it makes the hobby a lot smaller, because it can seem daunting. So yeah, SDR and antennas are really good for those who want to get the license to listen round and decide whether amateur radio is actually for them, if that helps.
Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo. Excellent. Well, hopefully when we open it up to the rest of the world, we may get Todd call in. So anyone who's just tuned in, thanks for joining us this evening. This is 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo on the TOPTALK net. We just took UK station. Here it's now 10:30 in the evening. So once we've finished with the last call signs I've got, we will open it up to the rest of the world. I don't want to think that we won't. It's just we like to get the UK in first, as it's getting late here in British Mean Time. Excellent. Thanks very much for that on the YouTube comments there. Anyone who's just called in or listening, please go to M0XMX Ham Radio Vlog if you want to write any comments there. Yes, there is dropping out, just so everybody knows, in the Nottingham area. I know they've had a few repeater problems, so apologies for that. Hopefully we'll be connected soon.
Excellent stuff. Right, the next call sign we've got, and we'll take two more, Lewis, and then we'll let you get on with the rest of your evening. The next station I've got was Paul in Scotland. Mike 7, PRJ. Please let us know what you'd like to talk about, or if you'd rather ask a question to Lewis. MM7 PRJ, please.
Good evening, MM7PRJ. The reason why I got into amateur radio was because that I'm very shy and very nervous, and I don't normally speak. So I used to be on the CB back in the 80s, and I just happened to see something on YouTube January last year, and the CB radios had like 10 metres and 12 metres, and I thought, you know, if I'm going to have a radio, I might as well be able to use it. So that's why I went for the license. It was good for me, the lockdown, because I live on an island, so I can't get to any clubs because the last ferry's at 8:15 in the evening. So the lockdown came perfect for me, even though I'd spoken to a club in Loch Lomond, which is about an hour and a half away, and they were going to do a special training for me. So, that was my story. MM7 PRJ, back to you.
Cool.
PRJ, 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo. Paul, just in case I didn't get it, tell us a little bit about what this island is. Whereabouts in Scotland is it, and is it quite remote? What are the working conditions at your end? Over.
MM7 PRJ. I'm probably, 35 miles west of Glasgow. I'm on an island which is on the west coast of Scotland, and it's a 10-minute ferry ride, so it's about 2 miles off the mainland. So I'm going through Echolink on my computer. But I mean, it's not remote, even though it sounds it, because I used to work on the mainland and I used to commute every morning, and I'd be on the 7 o'clock ferry, and people would say, "Oh, you're on the ferry," but it was easier on the ferry than catching the bus. Back to you, MM7 PRJ.
Yeah, I don't know about that ferry. I don't suppose you've got to drive through McDonald's on there either, but yeah, sounds like you're out of the sticks. Excellent. Thanks very much for calling in, Paul, from Scotland. Just going back over to the online chat, someone's come up with a very good money-saving tip, actually. I didn't think about this earlier. So Mark didn't put a call sign there, but thank you. He's put, instead of buying an SDR or SDR player or SDR system, why not use the free of charge Tack Green SDR in the UK, or even the Vismar SDR in Germany? Both are online and allow listening to the bands free of charge. So that's an absolutely excellent call. Before you go out and dip your toes into any equipment and splash the cash, definitely try out them two systems first. I think that's a great call. So thank you, Mark, for your feedback on that. Right, we've got one more station, Lewis. So we'll see if they've got a question for you, or if they'd just like to tell us about their situation. And then what we'll do is we'll just take a little break. So M7UTT is next, and that was Chris. M7UTT, please give us your location, Chris, and if you've got a question for Lewis or you just want to pass a comment there. Over to you.
Thank you, 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo. This is Mike 7 Uniform Tango Tango Chris with a QTH of Doncaster. I haven't got a question for Lewis, but thank you for pointing us in the right direction, because just flicking through whilst listening to everybody else, there's a huge amount of what look to be really interesting YouTube videos. Obviously, I've not been watching those because I've been paying attention. My name's Chris. Many years ago, I was on CB, like a lot of people. I even joined the Territorial Army, and I was part of their Signals Regiment in Sheffield for a couple of years. So I played with a lot of kit there, but it was stuff that you couldn't use outside of the Army, of course. Due to one thing or another, moved away from radios. And then about 8 years ago, I joined St. John Ambulance as a volunteer. And we use radios quite a bit. Because of that, I decided that I was going to go for my license. But it's taken me a few years to be able to get to the point where I've literally sat down. And I think it was the lockdown, like a lot of people, that went, I've binge-watched every series on TV and every 80s film I can possibly remember. So what else can I do? And using the Essex Ham training, I've managed to go through the foundation and qualified just a couple of weeks ago. I've only actually done a couple of CQ calls myself as I'm in the process of setting some radios up.
Well done.
But I have signed up to go straight to intermediate just because of the knowledge, even though I realise I've still got to take some time to gain the experience. The digital stuff I think is going to be of interest to me because that's what we're moving to with St. John Ambulance, so that I can sit in Doncaster and speak to people around the whole of South and West Yorkshire and even Manchester should the need arise. So it's playing with DMR, for instance, and that kind of stuff, which really interests me. So that's Mike 7 Uniform Tango Tango, passing back over to 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo.
Right, looks like we've lost the two dickheads, so that's good.
1 Hotel Whiskey Echo returning on the Top Talk Saturday night net. Yeah, excellent stuff there, Chris. Thanks for sharing that with us. And, you know, as we've been saying all throughout the evening, there's so many places you can hang out. We're absolutely spoiled for choice, aren't we, as amateurs? You know, there's so much breadth and field of activities we can do. You get lost on where you can go. You really, really do. So that's the great thing of the hobby. You're never going to get bored. There's always somewhere to hang out, which is great. So we're at the bottom of the list. So I want to put it back over to Lewis for any final comments or words before we say 73s to him. But we do thank Lewis, M3HHY, for popping in. As I said, it's a rare treat. He doesn't normally do nets or interviews, so to have him on is a real treat. It really is. So, Lewis, I don't know if you've got any closing comments that you'd like to make before you say 73, but it'd be nice to have a final QSO with you. 2 Echo 1, Hotel Whiskey Echo, Mike 3, Hotel Yankee.
Yep, 2 Echo 1, Hotel Whiskey Echo, M3HHY returning. No worries, thanks for having me on. Really, really appreciate it. And congratulations to all the M7s that have just got the call signs. And if anyone's listening or watching Mike's stream that's thinking of doing the licence, now is definitely the time. It's never been easier to get into radio. And Mark, who mentioned SDRs, thanks for ruining the next video or one of my next videos. I've got a video coming out about those. So yeah, if anyone is interested in those, then keep an eye on the channel. But yeah, cheers for mentioning the channel as well, Oscar, and thanks for inviting me in tonight. I really appreciate it, and yeah, I can come on any time. And Mike, thanks to you as well for hosting the stream. I'll say 7 to everybody. Have a good evening, and we'll catch you all further down the log.
Thanks, Lewis.
HWE, Manchester.
Thanks, Lewis. Yeah, that's a good guy. That's one of the good guys of amateur radio.
Fantastic, Lewis. Pleasure's been all ours. It really has. Thanks for joining us. And if anyone hasn't already subscribed or seen his channel, Ringway Manchester is what it is under YouTube. M3HHY Lewis in Manchester. And I'm just looking at the online comments now. Some great comments. Anyone who's interested, get on there. There's all comments coming in about SDR Sharp is great. That's a service called Spy Server. Lots of servers around the world. You can fire it up and listen to whatever you want. There's so many good comments coming in. It's a great encyclopedia of information. Someone saying
it's interesting to see, guys, that
is going down the repeater.
if you're looking at the screen now, a big part of the viewers are not actually subscribed. So,
right, I'm going to take a little customer break.
So yeah, if you're not subscribed,
Prime Bruce. Bruce, if anyone doesn't already know, is the technical director.
If you're not subscribed, then maybe you'd like to go ahead and get subscribed. 78% of the viewers of today's stream are not subscribed, so yeah, please consider subscribing, and then you'll see more things like this and all the other things that I do as well. And thank you very much to Lewis again. Always a pleasure to work with Lewis. He is one of the good guys of amateur radio. Oscar's just gone off to take a break now. Sorry about the audio problems earlier on. And sorry about the couple of morons that we struggled to get rid of. I'm sorry, I've never had to ban anybody off a live stream before, so that was new to me. But I figured it out now, so if they come back under a different guise, quite interestingly, some of my wingmen, let's call them, found the guy's Facebook page that was trolling us. And I don't know whether you're interested in seeing it, but where's it gone now? I'll find it and I'll put it up in a second. But yeah, he looks like a normal bloke. I don't know what makes these people do what they do, you know. What sort of enjoyment can he... Oh, no, do you know what? We should feel sorry for him because it's Saturday night. Okay, fair enough, we're in lockdown. But what sort of a person gets his enjoyment out of trying to troll and trash this? You know what I mean? It's people like him that caused... oh, I feel really bad that I can't remember that girl's name. Hold on, wait there. What was her name? Oh, what was her name? Caroline Flack. That was her name, wasn't it? Caroline Flack. And it was people like Pervy Pete, whoever he is, and Mark... where is it? Mark Satur, who appears to be a real person and appears to deal in car parts or something like that. It's people like them that caused Caroline Flack to take her life. So, yeah, bad on you. But we can only feel sorry for these people. What can you say? Anyway, what's Moto Yodo saying? Doxing. Doxing is against YouTube policy. What's doxing? I don't know what doxing is. Maybe you can... let me just turn that down. Maybe you can enlighten me a little bit there. Yeah, I've got to be honest with you guys. I wasn't very pleased tonight. Technology let me down a little bit. One of the problems with DMR is... okay, with RF, you've got a link that is, let's say, sometimes affected by atmospherics and interference and stuff like that. But we all know that. But with DX, with digital, sometimes it comes and goes, and yeah, it just doesn't sound very good sometimes. And tonight, again, we've seen that. And yeah, what can you say? It's digital. That's what it is. But also, I had a number of problems with my audio. This blooming microphone has got a button on it that allows you to mute it. And unfortunately, even though I was pressing it to unmute it, it wasn't unmuting. So it said to me it was unmuted, but it wasn't. So there you go. But I've solved the problem now. I'm now talking through the microphone and everything should hopefully be okay. I'm not seeing any comments to say I'm not. Just mentioning... Oh, yeah, thank you very much. Well, do you know what? These nutters, they come on and they trash people's Facebook pages and they trash people's YouTube channels. And then, you know, they believe that they've got the law on their side, so... But there you go. Anyway, I think Oscar's just going to stay on for a while, to be honest, so I'm quite happy to stay here. I think my wife's watching a horror movie, actually. So, yeah, I'm quite happy to stay on. Yeah, I just asked that question, Ben, and apparently it's like outing people on YouTube. I think that should become a new sport, to be honest. I think what we should do is take all of the squeakies and all of the people that troll people online and all that kind of stuff and literally line them up in front of a webcam and post all the details about them, where they live, where they work, all that information. I think we should out them all the time. So, there you go. What can I say? I got a guy banned off a Facebook page today because he was a troll, and thankfully the admin of that particular Facebook page sorted it out very, very quickly. And there you go. However, Moto Yodo, let me say this. The information's in the public domain. So, you know, it's not like I'm issuing information that doesn't already exist. I mean, literally, you know, I've typed his name into Facebook and there it is. So, I don't know. I don't know whether that is the same. But anyway, we're not going to get into that. I think Oscar's talking, actually. I'm not sure who he's talking to. He might be having a QSO with Bruce. Let's turn the audio up. Hi, Lee. How you doing? And sorry, I haven't had the chance to say hi to everybody. And Andy, I really appreciate your help tonight. And also Chris, I really appreciate your help. Andy, hold on. Jimbo, if you can send me the details as far as your YouTube channel, then I'd like to invite you to be a moderator as well. It's very hard to moderate the chat while you're actually trying to do all this at the same time. So yeah, I'd gratefully like to take up your help. But anyway. Yep, I appreciate that, Yoto Modo. Do you know what? I really hate? I hate it when people don't put their real names, because clearly, well, I don't know actually. Maybe Moto Yodo is your real name. I don't know. I'm guessing it's probably not. But I just feel really, really weird, you know, calling people. I don't know. Some of the names that I've seen on here clearly aren't people's real names. But yeah, I prefer when people put their real names. Anyway, let's see what Oscar's on about, because this is Oscar's night. So yeah, let's turn up the volume on Oscar. Hold on.
Connected over there.
Turn that up. God, I'll tell you what, it's like mission control here. If I just showed you some of the things that I'm having to try and battle with here, you wouldn't believe it. You know, literally. Let me just turn this around so you can see it. So I've got the audio coming out of the 991 here into the Yeti, and then I've got the screen down here, which is normally supplying the QRZ feed. I've got the chat here. I've got another screen here that was doing all sorts of different things, and then I've got the big screen up here that has got several different things going on, including my video feed from Oscar. And all of that gets fed into this, which is OBS, and that brings all various different things in. And then if I want to change screens to that one, for instance, or if I want that one on, oh, you can't see this. Sorry. I forget that you know, sometimes when I'm looking at a different view, it looks different. So yeah, it's not always as easy as it seems. To be honest, I'll put that over there actually. But so there you go. So for those of you that are just tuning in, the world famous Edmund Spice is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Hi Edmund, very nice to have you with us. It's been a bit of a fraught night, to be honest, but I think you've come in at the best part, to be honest. My audio's working and so is Oscar's. But yeah, Oscar's been doing 90 minutes plus, talking around the world. He's talking to somebody at the moment from, sounds like Canada or maybe Canada. So there you go. I'll turn the audio up on Oscar while I just go and get a quick drink. But I just wanted to show you what I've been battling with. There you go. Here's Oscar.
I went off the air in 1995 for 24 years, and I just got back into ham radio again in 2019. And my old call sign was still available, so that's the call sign, Victor Echo 7, Fox Yankee, Quebec. Going to have to cut it short, Oscar. My daughter and her husband just came into the house here, so I'm going to go and visit with them for a few minutes. But thank you for taking the check-in. Appreciate it, and we'll try and do it again. Victor Echo 7, Foxtrot Yankee, Quebec. Back to net control.
Yeah, Victor Echo 7, Foxtrot Yankee Quebec. Well, fantastic, Trevor. Thanks for letting us know that information, and you're more than welcome to join in. It's great that we've got our friends over the pond there in Canada connected also. And there's people in Eckling all over the place as well. If anyone's on the All-Star network, check out the bubble map if you can. The connections are absolutely massive. This is probably the biggest net we've ever done so far. So thank you so much to all the Simplex Gateway keepers, the repeater analog keepers, all the other networks connected in, like CQ UK, and everybody else. There's far too many people to mention. We thank you incredibly, and at the moment, everything's holding up fantastically. Apart from a very small amount of glitches, the audio quality I'm getting this evening is so good. It is so good. So thank you, everyone, for sorting out your connections. This is great. Right, I've got down, I think this is the call, Mike 0, Zulu Charlie Papa. I'm hoping that's right. If it isn't, I think you may know who you are. Please let us know your story. 2E1 HWE on the Freestyle Network with M0ZCP, please.
Yeah, good evening, Oscar. My name's Chris. I've put a couple of words on the chat room. I must admit I've turned the volume down because there's a substantial delay between that and the real radio, which is UHF FM into GB3 Delta Quebec in Cornwall. Yeah, couple of three things I'm just going to cover. I'll try and hurry up. I was saying to Mark at G0UOK, more power to your elbow for helping the new generation. And a little tip for you: the new generation will be trying to get on air for peanuts money. You can make a Slim Jim out of 450 ohm twin feeder, a Slim Jim for the 2 meter band, and just screw it onto the top of a Baofeng, and wow, what a difference that makes. You can buy all these extended rubber ducks. Yeah, you put one of these on and you can roll it up and put it in your coat pocket. The design for that is on my QRZ page. If it's not, it's on the other QRZ page for GB3WD repeater. I think it's on my QRZ page. So yeah, 60 inches of 450 ohm twin feeder, a little snip with the pliers and a couple of dobs of solder, and that is, every M7 should be given one of them on the day they pass their course. We wouldn't have such a drop-off rate when people realise that they can't make contacts with a rubber duck. Second thing is, we had Oscar Jr. on here earlier, saying he was going out into the wilderness operating portable. Have a look at my QRZ page if you're still on. That's Oscar Jr. Have a look at my QRZ page and have a look at the tube on the top of my truck. I've got a big black tube. It only cost me 15 quid, off the shelf in Wicks, and it's a great way to carry aerials around. You put all your aerial poles in the tube and put the end cap on, and away you go. Again, peanuts money and homemade. One final thought, when all the UM7s real...
Timed out.
Oh, hang on. There's one more thing I was going to say. Let's just take a pic. Yep. Yeah, one more fun thing when all you new M7s realise that time flies when you're having fun. When I realised that I'd had my call sign for 10 years, That was 2016. I found the date on the Ofcom website when I got my first call sign. So it was a couple of 3 or 4 weeks ahead of the game, like. So I got on Facebook and made a 10-metre mess-about night. And I went up on the top of the hill and put an aerial on the top of the truck, and we all went on 10 metres FM as the main channel, and repeaters for other people that hadn't got the right aerial for 10 metres. But yeah, 10 metres for your 10 years, and have a good mess about with all your mates, and they go, oh, let me know, don't time fly. But yeah, okay. With that, we'll pass it back to Oscar Senior, and yeah, I can see I've only got it on my phone and I've got the volume turned down. I can see the YouTube channel. Back to you there. M0ZCP.
M0ZCP, 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo. Well, thanks for that, Chris. A lot of information to take in, so hopefully everyone got it. And if anyone missed anything that Chris said with his call sign or his QRZ.com page, feel free to go back onto the live stream that was on YouTube, and I'm sure you can get that information again. Excellent. Just a little reminder for everyone, there is a timeout on the system of about 3 minutes, 2 minutes 80. So we'd like to say, please keep your overs no longer than that period. We've got a lot of people would like to call in this evening, and we want to get as many people in as possible. So 3-second gaps, just in case you're new to this format between your overs. Give about a second before you talk once you key up. That's normally quite good to do that. And please keep it within the 3 minute, or we're going to cause chaos all around the world with all the stuff dropping out there. Good stuff, thank you for that, Chris. Right, I got partially the call sign for the last one in the log now. I got Tango Bravo Lima, TBL. I didn't get the rest at the start of the prefix, so can I have that station call in again with your name and your call sign? QRZ. Cool. I may have had it wrong, but the call sign was possibly Tango Bravo Lima. This is your final call. Bravo Lima, please.
That's going to be weird, hasn't it? That's a bit weird.
I don't know whether is that a music song, or is it just feedback? I think it's feedback. Ah, there you go. They've killed it. It was clearly coming back in from somewhere, like a. Like
One Hotel Whiskey Echo. Bruce, Connections Manager. Can you give us an update, please?
That's a sick loop, though. Yeah. I'll be buying that on Monday morning.
One Hotel Whiskey Echo. Unfortunately, the whole system timed out because of the very long over that happened. So just bear with us. Hopefully, everything's starting to come back online there. I'll just go quiet for a second, just to make sure we're all still back there. Yeah, connections team, just confirm we're still okay, please, to transmit. 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo, standing by.
We're okay to transmit now. Just can everybody keep their overs under 3 minutes, please? Ideally under 2.5, and leave a good gap in between, please, guys. Oscar, you take it 2E1 HWE from 2E0 FWV.
Mind the gap, please.
Hello, Greg, from M7AQA.
Echo Zero, Echo Whiskey Queen, Northwest UK. Back to you.
Yeah, M7AQA, also in the Northwest, Warrington, Matthew.
Yeah, 2 Echo Zero, Echo Whiskey Queen.
I don't know who Oscar's talking to.
Name here is Noel, November, Oscar, Echo Lima, near Manchester Airport. I think Dan sent a message out saying there was a thing on tonight, but I've only just been able to get on. So I just thought I'd have a listen out and that and see what's been going on.
Oscar.
Yeah, no problem. There was a net going on, but we seem to have lost connection, or every now and then it's been losing connection. So I don't know what's going on, but yeah, just to appreciate Mike Sevens, welcome them to Radio Am and get them talking, basically.
I better just pick up the mic. This is Mike Zero X-Ray, Mike X-Ray, on behalf of Oscar for the net. Oscar will be back with you in a second.
Thanks for fetching me in. 2 Echo Zero, Echo Whiskey Queen, standing on the side.
Okay, this is Mike Zero X-Ray, Mike X-Ray. I've got Oscar on video link, and he's looking a bit perplexed. And he's looking around and he's turning knobs, but clearly something has happened. I would suggest that his RPG box has dropped, and I'm just telling him to reboot it. Maybe if Bruce is listening to this, maybe Bruce can talk Oscar through what he needs to do to reconnect to Freestar, but I think at the moment he's lost his connection to Freestar. So anyway, I'll just hold the fort and kill a little bit of time. So I'm not sure if Oscar was actually about to call somebody in, but anyway, QRZ, this is Mike Zero X-Ray, Mike X-Ray, standing by.
FWV, picking it up here. Oscar, 2E1 HWE, can you hear me? 2E1 HWE from 2E0 FWV. Station standby, please. 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo. I've got connection okay here, so hopefully you're hearing me now. Over.
There we go, yep. There you go.
2E0 FWV. Oscar, 2E1 HWE, yeah, you are connected, we can hear you.
There you go. Technical issues.
Bruce, apologies, I think the timeouts messed a load of things up, but hopefully we're all back, so thanks everybody for bearing with us there. First glitch of the evening, which isn't too bad, seeing that we're an hour and a half into it. Good stuff. So we'll give one more call to Israel. Are there any Israeli stations would like to join us? Final call, please, on Top Talk. 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo. Listening for Israel, please.
Getting a bit warm in here. Oh, for those of you that have just joined, this is the back end of a net being run by a friend of mine, which is Oscar, which is him over there.
Second week in a row, we know they're connected, so maybe they're all in bed. I think it's probably 2 AM or something like that, maybe over there. Maybe it's 1 AM. I'm not quite sure. The time here in the UK is 23:03 UTC, so 11 o'clock in the evening there. Excellent stuff. Right, excellent. So it's open up to the rest of the world. So any other stations, please come in with your name, your call sign and your location. Please leave a 3-second gap between calling, and I'll take as many call signs as I can. 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo, asking any stations around the world, QRZ, please.
Have we still got anybody with us on the chat? I haven't seen any chat for a few minutes. Anybody still there?
OJ7 TRS, Stewart in Portland, Oregon.
And what you'll see on the screen as well is there's this bar.
Victor, Echo 7 November Zulu. Adrian, Vancouver.
The different times. I've just selected 4 time zones. Ah, brilliant. Thanks, Andy. 4 time zones. So you've got UTC, you've got PST, Pacific Standard Time, you've got Eastern Standard Time, which also includes parts of Canada, and you've also got Australia, which is Eastern Standard Time. So just really to give you an idea about the time of day that these guys might be in. I've learned quite a lot actually doing this today.
Is anyone else? So,
And I'm definitely doing things a little bit
know
differently.
the call sign well. Currently mobile in Canada.
Definitely going to learn how to block somebody.
Nice to hear you on this evening. Thanks for joining us on the Top Talk Net. Would you like to talk about your experience being licensed, or give any message of confidence to any new license holders that have just joined us there? 2E1 HWE VA7SL.
Thanks, Robert. Oscar can see the stream. He'll see that.
Hi, Oscar. Yeah, good to hear you. I didn't know what the topic was. Well, my experience being licensed. I really wanted a license. I got the book. I read it. I read it again. I got the answer bank, because in Canada you get the answer. You can actually get, there's 1,000 questions that they're going to be. And the test is 100 questions from the 1,000. And I'm now an examiner, by the way, as well. And I just kept doing it. Actually, I was in a course, and the course was moving much too slowly for me. I really was motivated to get it done, so I dropped out of the course, and I just did it myself, and I went and wrote and passed. And then a couple of weeks later, after Morse code key, I pounded down.
For those of you that are watching the stream and you're not subscribed, then can I just request that you go and have a look at the page. There's lots and lots of videos on there, stuff that you may find interesting. So if you go over there and have a look at what I've been doing, quite a few. There's how many is there? I don't know. I don't know where I'd find that information, but there must be about 200 now. So if you go over and have a look,
I don't work in the business. I'm not technically.
and if you like what you see, then go ahead and click the subscribe button. That really helps.
I don't work in the
really helps motivate me in actual fact.
Electronics or radio communication in any way, shape, or form. I've never had a job or career that has anything to do with it. So I had to be self-taught, and yeah, that's how I did it. So I really don't have any other advice other than if you really want it, study it. Thanks, Oscar. Back to net. Victor Alpha 7 Sierra Lima, and I will not be around for another round if there is one, because I am destinated 7-3.
Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey returning. Well, great to have you, Scott. And oh wow, round 2. I don't think that's going to happen. We'll be here all night. I'm absolutely knackered. Just getting up to well, it's just after 11 o'clock in the evening here, so there won't be a second round, buddy. Don't worry about that. But lovely to hear you again, and great to be connected to your network also in Canada there. I think it's on the west coast, isn't it? If I'm right in saying that. So yeah, cool. Thanks for calling in and thanks for your words of advice. And yeah, study. I think a lot of people at the moment have got more time than possibly before to do that, with a lot of countries in the world being in lockdown. So yeah, what better excuse to do it than now? Definitely agree with you there, Scott. Excellent stuff. Right, moving on. I had Stuart, and apologies, Stuart, I only got some of your call sign there. I got 7 Tango Romeo Sierra. I'm sure you'll put me straight on that, but can I take Stuart with 7TS TRS, please, QRZ.
Hello, that is Kilo Juliet, 7 Tango Romeo Sierra, here in Portland, Oregon. This is actually my first contact on Echolink. Kind of cool checking in on the rag shoe group I saw in the conferences. Thanks for letting me stop in.
Start again, Stuart.
Kilo Juliet 7 Tango Romeo Sierra. Not sure if I'm getting through here.
Now, okay, Stuart. QRZ, your message, please.
Seem to be having a tough time here. That's Kilo Juliet 7 Tango Romeo Sierra. Not sure if I'm getting all the way through, but enjoy listening and hope they can participate another time if I'm not able to connect here.
I'm just reading some of the comments.
Yeah, we're receiving you okay, Stuart. We're receiving you okay. Give it one more go. Give it one more go.
Oscar's doing the hard work. Right, well, I think I'm just going to tell Oscar. Oh,
About Kilo Juliet 7
10 minutes.
Tango Romeo Sierra. I'm on some weird delay here. I'm through Echolink, so I'm not quite sure what's going on.
Stuart, unfortunately we'll have to move on, but thanks for calling. We've got you in the logbook there, 73. Next I've got Adrian, Victor Echo 7 November Zulu. Good evening, Adrian. What would you like to mention about inspiring or talking about newly licensed stations and any experiences you'd like to share with the group? 2E1 HWE. This is Top Talk on Freestar. Victor Echo 7 November Zulu.
Yeah, good evening to you, Oscar, and everybody on net. I've been busy in the background here with Bruce and the guys. We have a little chat window going. It's kind of like the control room for some big production going on in the background where we're identifying problems and jumping on them and having a lot of fun doing it. Yeah, not much to say. I mean, I'm really happy to see how many new hams are coming into the hobby. That's been something we've needed to do for a long time, and if there's one good thing to COVID, that might be it. And it's definitely been a boom for the hobby worldwide, so that's fantastic. I got in it for the girls, of course, and which I think most of us do. Back to you, Oscar. VE7 November Zulu.
Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo returning. Yeah, I don't believe you on that one. Got in for the girls. You might be a bit disappointed. Unfortunately, we're a male-dominated hobby, aren't we? I think. But do you know what? It would be fantastic if there's any YLs out there this evening.
Right, we are going to start wrapping it up shortly, guys. So probably only got a few more minutes. So I just wanted to say thank you very much for being with us tonight. Yeah, it's had its moments, but it's identified a few loopholes that I need to plug. You'll always get trolls, you'll always get idiots that have got no life, that just want to wreck things like this. Thankfully, I can honestly say, at least when they're wrecking this, they're not sitting on a repeater playing music. So yeah, that's a bonus. Right, well, I'll pass the final words over to Oscar, and I think then I'm going to sign. So thank you all for the very nice comments as well through the evening, and the support. It hasn't been easy, but Oscar's the one that's done the hard work, and that's always the way that it was supposed to be. So there you go. I'm more of the producer, and Oscar's more of the movie star. Yeah, a very tired producer. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to say goodbye now. I'll pass it over to Oscar, and I hope to see you again very soon. Might even do a live stream tomorrow on HF. Don't know. But yeah, I've said it before. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. It does help my motivation. And if you've liked this, go ahead and click the like button. And I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Take care, and bye for now.
It's a great hobby, and if you can get out and about, like when you're doing your exercise, see if you can get anyone on a handy-dandy, or just explore the world of amateur radio, and I'm sure all the people who have been on a bit longer may help the new M7s to come on and get a bit more confidence. So, yeah, no worries. Thank you for that. It's M7HWE.
Mike 7, Alpha Quebec, India, 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo. Well, thanks for calling in. We're on the Casino every Saturday evening, 21:30 UTC. We changed it a little bit this week because we had such a good week last week with newly licensed stations calling in. We thought we'd predominantly put emphasis on M7s and let them call in, etc., etc. Just to let you know, the live stream that we have is now starting to wind down. So I want to give a big thank you to Mike, Mexico Zero X-Ray Mike X-Ray, in Burton-upon-Trent, Central England, who's got the YouTube channel Ham Radio Vlog. Thank you very much, Mike, for doing the live stream this evening, and for everyone who wrote the comments on there. Apologies we couldn't get to everyone. It's been an absolute mental evening. So I think we're going to start winding things down now because it's getting quite late here, and I am conscious that there might be another net in Canada coming through very, very soon, possibly at midnight UTC. So we'll give it final calls for anyone. 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo, calling around the world. Any final calls on the Top Talk net, please?